All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Welcome back, gang. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 217. And before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts, and then don't forget to head over to our YouTube page if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video. We are live every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash. And all right, let's get started for the topic of the night, which is the Giza Pyramid mysterious cylinders that they just recently discovered a few weeks ago and blew the internet off the rails. If you're into that kind of stuff, it's like they're calling their dads and moms like, hey, did you see the new shit they found on the pyramids? The dad is like, yeah, I'm trying to see if it's legit or not. We really don't know what's going on. Who knows what these radars has caught? Like, it could be nothing for all we know. Yeah, it could be all like speculation.
True. Could be a pothole.
Could be just one pothole. Somebody like, whoop, I slipped a 2,000 feet long pipe, but it ain't even a pipe.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like that whole thing, everybody's talking about it for like the past few weeks now. It's like the biggest news that's coming out of Egypt, and it's a global thing. This is why it's so huge, because dude, from the beginning, Egypt has been one of the places that the whole world would study for a long time, and still barely even grasp the concepts of even how they created the pyramids. I mean, there's so many ways they said how they built it, but there's no like real evidence of how they built the pyramids. It's still a mystery.
Of course, tools wise. I mean, we always hear like, okay, UFOs may have had a hand in it. Stories of like gods came down and assisted them, but either way, whatever how it goes down, whatever how they used to make it, I don't know. What tools were used? It don't really make sense with the structure and how big them damn blocks are. So
yeah, so it's been one huge mystery for the longest, and the Giza built over 4,600 years ago. With this new discovery, like this is one of the greatest discoveries like ever, if this is legit. Because like right now, the Giza, they said it originally stand tall about 481 feet, but due to like all the erosion, now it sits at like 454 feet. So
little guy.
Yeah, so still super tall. Like imagine standing next to that pyramid.
Yeah, it was massive.
Huge. It's like, this is all stone. That's crazy.
All right.
So the recent radar scans beneath the Giza pyramids have revealed 8 vertical cylinders, shaped structures extending more than 2,100 feet below ground. So the 2,100 feet below the Giza. That's insane, dude.
Hell yeah. 2,000 feet, that's like you going into the ocean? What's underneath all that? That's like, I think it would be like water or something.
These huge cylinders, dude. It's not little, because if you compare it to like the pyramid itself, it's a huge structure. And then if that shit's real, dude, it's so hard to say that humans like back then built something like that, and for what reason. It's such a difficult task.
Hell yeah. So what do they think in the cylinder is? Like an engine or like some kind of...
Dude, there's so many theories. They say it's like power coils. It could be something that help generate power from beneath the ground. Because they said, additionally, there's other unknown structures that were detected using radar that's 4,000 feet even deeper.
Oh, shit.
And let me just show you like a picture so you get an idea of like how deep this shit is. This is like a 3D render of some artist. Let me show you. This is a good one too, because look how deep that is, dude.
I think it was like, wow, how many of them is there? Like
super deep. That's, look,
8 of them.
And then there's like stuff on the bottom is connected to some type of chambers down there.
Right.
Yeah, because they're like, Okay, 2,000 feet underground. After the pyramid's already big, that's already like a fucking rabbit hole they haven't even figured out
Right.
yet. And then now there's a big ass 8 different cylinders down there, and they're like, holy shit.
What were like the little were those people at the top? Like little like yellow people?
Oh
What was
no,
that?
those are like different towers.
Oh,
Yeah, that's inside of the pyramid.
holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. I don't know. Maybe they're like, I don't know. I really don't know. For
Damn.
for humans to do something like that, thousands of years ago, the big question is why are they doing this? Because look,
Maybe
even if
maybe
it's
when
go ahead.
I was about to say something crazy. It's like, what if pyramids have always been spaceships and they just kind of like it's rooted to the ground with these.
Oh, when that could be like the rocket shit.
Yeah, when they land, it's like okay, we're on this
Oh,
kind of like roots on a plant. Like, we
yeah,
have to root ourselves here.
dude, that could, dude. Like
That's
right
crazy.
now, like I guess the best way to look at it is like looking at it at a kid's point of view.
Yeah, right. That's the best way.
Right.
So let's start from there and then work our way up.
Yeah, because it have to be too
Crazy.
complicated. Like just if you think like a kid, it could be that simple. Like oh, it's maybe like a spaceship.
Except first, I was like, it looks like a jellyfish. That's
Yeah.
the first thing I thought of.
Here's like other pictures where people they drew up, or I don't know, they probably got AI to do it. There's another one. Look crazy, right? And then like at the bottom looks cool. It's
Oh, that's really a chamber.
like somebody living down there. We got a little stairs and
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy, huh? Yeah,
Yeah. It's like a house
Egyptian-made
book,
IKEA table.
right?
Yeah, like here's another thing. Like the Egyptians that were living like thousands of years ago. The other rumor is that they said all that stuff existed even before they were there. Like the
Damn, so they showed up
pyramids.
there like,
Yeah,
ooh,
they're like this shit was here already, y'all. This shit's older than like we barely know what the hell this is.
like, damn. Like, we moved here. When we moved here, they was already here. Like,
Like yeah, we just got here. We're like, hey, this is huge, but we're gonna live here.
we'll just move on in.
Scoot on over.
Man, I would love to go back then to see how it was built, though.
Dude, I'm so curious, man. Like
Be like a little fly on the wall and just see
dude, I
the
would,
hell they.
man, the amount of money like you have to pay to see something like that, like just to see what the hell were they doing back then.
Man,
Man, I would like to see how the pyramids were built. I would like to see like the temples like in India, how they were built. Because the stuff in India is freaking crazy too. Like that whole temple that was built like in a whole stone cavern, whatever. It's like like how did they do that, and why? Why did they pick the hard
and
way?
why? That's why I want to know. Like, why they doing this?
Like drop a tree down. It's easier.
Yo, for real.
Yeah. They're like why? What the crazy thing is, worldwide, globally, everybody was doing shit the hard way. If you think about it,
Man, hell yeah.
making stones like stone temples.
South America.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense unless something was different back then.
All right.
Because
Seemed
ain't
like
no
everybody was
way.
on the same page.
Was that?
Seemed like everybody was on the same page. Like globally, was like, yo, pyramids. They got pyramids all over the world, and it's like, ain't like if people were traveling and sending emails to each other or anything. It was like it was all coded up on what the hell they supposed to be building.
Yeah, it's like they all knew the blueprint because you saw the pyramids discovered in China.
Yes,
There's a bunch of them,
shit ton of them.
so it's everywhere. China, India, Mexico.
Yeah, because at first, like growing up, and you only hear about the Aztecs with pyramids, and then then Egypt having pyramids, and that's it. But over time, you start find out this pyramids all over the world. They found the pyramids in Russia. They found pyramids, I think, over in the Arctic. They find the pyramids everywhere, and it's like,
Yeah.
who is dropping these shits all over the planet?
New Jersey,
Jersey,
Nevada,
it's everywhere.
yeah, the Grand Canyon, like the part that's like closed off. They said, hey, there could be pyramids here. Who knows? At this time, like I would not be surprised at all if that shit existed over there. Even
For real.
Florida, shit, they could be sitting on a pyramid too.
Right. Underneath, right
Georgia,
underneath
who
that.
knows?
Definitely Georgia. I can see Georgia somewhere in the mountains.
Speaking of Georgia, some guy on Instagram said that Jesus Christ could be from Georgia.
Hmm. I can see that. Georgia can get pretty high. I can see a lot of people walk around in sandals out there. Georgia gets hot as
I
shit.
was like, I don't know, man. That's a stretch. But shit, if there's portals,
Hey.
anything is possible. I don't know.
Right.
I don't even know anymore, dude. This reality is so messed up.
You can be anywhere with portals.
Yeah, I was like, I'll leave every single door open. I'm not gonna close it.
Right?
You know. So like the other thing, with this whole pyramid of Giza, the other rumor, of course, they're saying there could be like an underground city down there
Ooh, yeah. Straight up.
because other there's other information that came out saying that Egypt used to be underwater. You heard about
Yes.
that? 'Cause
I heard the whole middle. I heard like the whole desert used to be underwater. It used to all
yeah,
be underwater at one
all
time.
underwater because they found like a lot of water erosion on the pillars and stuff like that on all
Right,
of
right.
it. So they're
They
like,
can't explain it.
was this place underwater?
They can't explain it because there's parts of the Middle East too. They're the same way where scientists are wondering like, hey, like, because I mean, in all honesty, at one time, a chunk of this planet was and still is underwater to this day. Because it was like Earth is like what 75% water. Like, it's not so much as like we're on a planet that has land and water. We're on a planet that has water that just happens to have land because there's just massive amounts of bodies of water out there. In fact, I have a story later on that's gonna blow your fucking mind. How big of an iceberg they just found in Antarctica.
Whoa,
I didn't know icebergs could get this damn big. It's horrifying.
iceberg
But
right ahead.
but it just shows you like how hey at one point this whole planet may have been was underwater and that's what it's saying in the Middle East right now that by the year 2050 the Middle East is going to be completely uninhabitable because the last bit of water that's been there since probably since the birth of this planet it's starting to dry up lakes rivers everything and it's whoa shit now you desert for real you have no
Ooh.
water anywhere.
I'll show you, sand people.
All right. Get
Scary,
all of
dude.
you.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's interesting.
It is.
So, like, with this whole underground city in underneath the pyramid, right? Have you ever heard of the Halls of Amenti?
No, not that I'm familiar with.
So, the Halls of Amenti is a mythical concept that originates from esoteric and ancient Egyptian traditions, particularly in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. We all know who Thoth is, right?
Oh,
Egyptian god of wisdom. So, according to the legends, and I seen him in a vision. Swear to God. And I would not swear if I didn't see him. And I saw it. And when I saw him, I was like, the first thing I said out loud, I said, I didn't know this is all real. I
Did you know it
saw
was
on my
him?
own. I knew it was him. It's the Egyptian god. I was like, what? This is stuff in Egypt. I was like, why am I seeing this? Is it real?
No.
Dude, it's all real. And it all makes sense. So
Why are you here?
the Egyptian god of wisdom, right? So according to legends, the Halls of Amenti is a sacred underground complex beneath Egypt, serving as a resting place for enlightened souls, as a repository of ancient knowledge. So Thoth, he was an Atlantean priest king who fled to Egypt before Atlantis was destroyed. So he was Atlantean, dude.
The OG Atlantean.
OG Atlantean. And it makes so much sense because I saw all that shit too. And I was trying to put together the puzzle. I was like, it don't make sense. I saw myself in Atlantis. And then I saw myself looking at Thoth. And I was like, what does this even mean? So he was Atlantean priest king. He went to Egypt while Atlantis was being destroyed. And he supposedly built the halls of Amenti deep within the earth so he can store all this he can have a place to store all this information, knowledge, and have it as a sacred space for spiritual initiation, soul rejuvenation, and to preserve a lot of ancient wisdom. And this is just the story. It's a myth that
Right.
he did all this underneath the pyramid, super deep down within the pyramids.
Damn. His
Yeah,
own
just
little,
like it's like a legend. The halls of
own little.
Amenti. It's basically like what's that library called? The Akashic Records.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like a
Yeah, this could
little,
be like a piece of the Akashic Records, but like the
like an
remnants
archive.
of like a physical form of
Mm.
Akashic Records, like here on Earth. And they said these halls, he said they contain like portals to other dimensions,
Damn.
a resting place for enlightened beings, and then of course knowledge beyond human comprehension. It's like forbidden knowledge. Even if we even saw the knowledge for ourselves, we wouldn't even understand it enough to even put it into good use.
Man, it'd be like a caveman coming across a gun. Wouldn't he know how to use it?
Yeah,
Like, what is
or
it?
a
Do I eat
caveman,
it? Do I eat it? What is this?
or yeah, or like a caveman and putting him in like a nuclear power plant and say figure it out.
Shit. Oh man, they are so
They're like,
lost.
what?
Like trying to read a fish poetry. It's
Yeah.
like, they don't know what's
Like,
going on?
what? All I know is our people, when we get near it, we just die. We don't know what's going on.
It hurts and burns.
Like, ow. Like, this has like that long term death effect. That radiation, that shit hit
Serious,
hard.
man. It do.
Yeah, so over time, Thoth, he shared the wisdom with the Egyptians, helping lay the foundations for their advanced spiritual and scientific understandings. Yeah, because a lot of like science came out of Egypt, like chemistry and stuff. The
Like
whole
alchemy
thing,
and shit too.
yeah, and
Huh?
alchemy, like people don't believe in alchemy, but dude, if they said they were doing alchemy back then, you best believe they were on to something. And
Yeah.
they're not doing it for clout, I'll tell you that right now.
They knew something.
They
Crowley knew shit.
Crowley knew shit. Yeah, all of them. They knew something.
Y'all knew.
Something with Egypt, dude. It was always special for a long time, still till this day. And now, with this whole new discovery, with the big ass cylinders underneath the pyramids, they're like, hey, if there's a theory about the halls of Amenti deep down beneath the pyramid, we could be very close to finding out if that myth is true or not.
Right.
Because imagine if they did kept digging deep as far as they can, right? And then they discover like a whole nother cave system with like library books
Mm.
and a lab where they were doing experiments, or who knows, that shit might be still live right now,
Oh yeah.
like a party.
We don't, yeah, right. They left the lights on.
Yeah, they're like but what's crazy is, it's like after all this information came out, right, and they made it public, people, they went to Egypt. I think it was like a week later, somebody saw like something floating above like the pyramids,
Uh-oh.
like an
Like,
object,
what it look
like
like?
it just looked like an object. It doesn't look like a spaceship or anything. It's like a, I don't know, like a box or some shit.
Oh.
Yeah, like somebody riding on a box maybe, but it's definitely,
Shit.
yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but it was floating above the pyramids. And maybe that shit is just seeing what's happening like above land, because they're like, hey, somebody told them about these cylinders down here, so maybe the
Check it
humans,
out.
they might investigate, and we cannot let that happen.
Hell no. They might blow this whole planet up.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna be like, all right, create a new story saying like these radar images that they found, it's just fake, not like fake, but it's like a misunderstanding of what they're reading,
Right,
and
right,
make up some scientific thing to where nobody can even verify because we don't have equipment like that.
right. It's
And
like
then yeah,
that's like back in the day with the when they found the faces on the moon. They were like, oh, we can't explain it. Don't worry about it. And everybody's like, no, there's clearly a face in the damn moon, NASA. I was like, nah, you didn't see it. What moon?
like what happened was, you ever heard of what's that shit, paradoxio, where it's like when you look at the clouds and your mind creates something.
Look, the image of what it looks like. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forget the name.
it starts with a P, like paradoxio or some shit, I don't know, paradita, I don't know.
Man.
But yeah, like the whole things with the halls of Amenti, that's what caught my curiosity, dude. Like if they're able to find some type of what's that one library? The Library Alexandria? The
Yeah,
one
with
that
the
got
Vatican.
burnt up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that started one that got burnt up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you anything. Like if that was real too, all those books, like they collected all the major the main books and they all probably took it to Egypt while Atlantis was being destroyed.
Man, like a massive ass archive.
Yeah, and then under Egypt would be like the ultimate archive. And I think the
Makes sense.
Vatican, they know that shit too. Because the Vatican, they probably had their own shit because now their books are stored in their Vatican library, which is like super secret, the Vatican archives.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Miles of bookshelves with all these books like nobody even seen before.
Honestly, it would make sense, like, hypothetically, so let's say, like, at the time in Egypt, when Egypt was underwater, and kind of like in Superman, or like when he was a baby, and the planet Krypton knew that, hey, this planet's about to be destroyed. We got to do something. We got to figure out how to save ourselves. And some people had escape hatches on the idea to survive and maintain their records. It might have been one of the things like, look, if it, like they had like a secondary plan of like, if we were ever to lose the ocean out here, then we need to figure out a way we can preserve our records. And the only way we can do it without it getting washed away, we gotta bury that shit into the earth.
Yeah.
We gotta it's the only way that we can survive, really.
Yeah, and I think they probably already knew that this destruction was going to happen. So
Yeah,
they already
right.
prepared like a place where they're going to store all of this information into a place where humanity will never discover in the next 10,000 years.
All right, stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready.
Because they're like, humanity for the next 10,000 years, they won't even have the technology to even know this stuff was even down here
I don't know.
until today.
Not till today. Now, how we gonna get down there? Because so far they just got like basically just the not echolocation, but the sonar image
Yeah, the
of
LiDAR
what's down
tech,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, but yet no man has been down there yet so far.
Yeah, not yet. But the weird thing about the pyramids in Egypt, there's so many sites where people they can't even go to. Like it's like blocked off sites. It's like they discovered something, but then they don't want to tell people about it. So there's a
wow.
lot of mysteries and secrets, even with the archaeologists that's been on site forever. Like they're hiding a lot of shit, dude.
Honestly, I don't know if it's good for them to hide. I mean, I personally think it's good that they're hiding it. For one, people will show up and try to fuck it up or do something. Because even like last week, there was a video that went viral of this guy in South America who was running up one of the Aztec pyramids. White American dude, just drunk and shit. And security's chasing after him. And then you go to the comment section, and then people like, see, this is why they don't want other people coming into their country and then going to these historical sites that are ancient, because people come over and disrespect it. Kind of
Right.
like, damn, should people even know about this place existing? Y'all just fucking up every time y'all hear about
Yeah,
it.
that's a good point.
That dude was crazy. That dude was like, just running up the shit like this.
I'm going to the top, big dog.
And I guess like some people were saying like, why won't security go after them? And it's like, but this is ancient. They ain't trying to break shit. The only thing they do is holler at them to come back down. And eventually
That's
they did.
horrible,
Down
man.
Eventually they had to get them.
Why are people like that?
I don't fucking know, man. And I've seen that a lot when I've traveled overseas in Europe. I'm like, that's why I don't know nobody like you damn Americans. Sit your ass down. I always
Yeah, that's why are we really advanced?
I don't think so.
I don't think so
I think
either.
I think humans are smart, but I don't think we're advanced.
Yeah, I think we just know regular shit, but nobody actually really knows how none of this shit works, really, you know?
All right, we just
It's like a
making
joint effort, but a joint effort that created magic.
right.
Think about that. Like, it came from somewhere. Like, it was a higher knowledge somewhere, but there's gaps, dude.
You talking about with magic and stuff?
No, like with our technology.
With that technology, man. Because I'm about to say with magic, I've been hearing stories lately that magic is supposedly the scraps of the universe when it first was born. And people are manipulating that little tiny scraps. They can't control it. They can't be gods, but you can manipulate the little scraps of the universe when it first started. And just, you just got to figure out the correct sequences to use it. I don't know. I've been reading weird shit lately.
Yeah, it's... Dude, if you think about it, everything is cold, even magic.
Man, right?
Like, if you do, like, yeah... Because if you do a spell correctly, right, everything you do, doot, 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 I got everything correct in this spell. It's supposed to work, and then it works. And
Yes.
then you apply that to our technology. For us,
Right.
for you to log into your Facebook, for example, you got to put in your username. It has to be a correct username. It
That's
has to be,
cool.
the password cannot be incorrect. It has to be correct. And then when you hit enter, boom, you're logged in
Right.
to your Facebook.
Your
If that ain't
Facebook.
magic, shit.
Hey, technology is the closest thing to magic to me.
I think it is magic. Call it what,
It
like,
saves lives.
I'm gonna call that shit magic because shit, we're running internet through the air, and we're not walking through wires. We're just, it's
Just
there. We can grab stuff
walk right
from the
through.
cloud.
Right, a cloud, a space that. Even with me going to school right now, learning about the cloud, I'm like, so is this like another dimension? Like, break this down for me. Where is this shit sitting there? I know we
Dude,
got servers and
basically,
stuff, but
dude,
but damn.
basically, it's, you know how like back then, right? There's cases where people they would invent like the telegram, and then somebody like in France invented the telegram too, but they had no communication with each other with how they even made it.
At all, man. A lot of inventions started like that. It's just
Yeah,
like everybody coded up.
everybody was connected to the cloud like old school style with our brains, and we're able to retrieve information like a you know a divine download from who knows where.
Like everyone at one point at the same time was like, "Damn, I'm tired of using pigeons for mail. There has to be a better way to tell my loved one I love them before they get blown up in a war and the letter never reaches them.
Yeah.
How about a phone?" Tesla was like, "How about this? We talk to the dead. How about that? We just take it
People
to
are
the
like,
next
no,
level."
we're not ready for that. Like the human mind is not capable. Like, is it not capable?
So look, Tesla. They just understanding how the phone works. You want them to talk to the dead? To me,
So
mom?
yeah, Tesla, he was on a whole nother wavelength, dude.
Oh, yeah, he's like,
He understood like everything was like frequency was very important.
hell yeah, and should be free to the people.
Yeah. And then since we eat so much junk food and stuff, we find it very hard to connect. Yeah, our pineal glands are closed up. Or I find it very hard to meditate now.
Damn.
I almost had it, but then I was like, I went back to my old ways.
I feel like this is I feel like this is the healthiest my life has been in my entire adult life. I eat
Damn,
way more
I'm
vegetables and
jealous.
I'm cutting back on fatty foods.
Dude, I just
Like
had wings yesterday.
man, I had wings for St. Patty's Day. They were all right.
I like
They
out
were
here.
no, I had them out here, so it's kind of like it's all right.
Oh, okay, okay.
Nah, if it was in Atlanta, I would have told you. Like, I have some wings out there.
Guess what? I had wings in Atlanta. Yeah, so like Giza, they could be holding remnants of this myth of the halls of Amenti, and that shit. I'm curious about that. Like, if they find that, like, that's what keeps me up at night.
Man,
What's really down there, you know? Like,
right, right.
and if you think about it, humans did all that. I find that hard to believe too. And even if they did all that, why? Why the hell? Why are you making these cylinders for? What's the
Who are
use
you
for it?
helping?
Yeah, I was like, was it gonna do something? Like, you only live like 60, 70 years. You want to build this shit for what? It's a reason behind it, and it has to be something beyond what we're gonna can even fathom. We're gonna be like, what the hell were they doing back then?
Right. If I'm not mistaken, too, I think even a lot of those pyramids back then took a long ass time to be built too. They went on a short amount of time. They took like years, decades to be built. To where it'd be like,
Yeah,
hey, yeah, I just finished building this pyramid for my pharaoh, but it started with my damn father like 20 years ago, and now we just completing the task. So they had the tools to do the shit, but how fast these people can move it and all that—that's a whole other thing. But
yeah. And
it
then like,
boggles my mind is like, how the fuck? Like, what are y'all building that took so long?
and then the stones that they used were like 400, 500 miles away.
Man, yeah. And I know you're dragging that shit on no sand.
I'm like, why are you guys doing this? Like, you sure you guys don't want to build a regular house
Right, it's a
or a
little too
regular
much.
temple? Like, why it gotta be the hardest shit?
You want to get these special stones.
And the stones are huge. Like, these are not like little baby stones. These shit, like, I saw pictures where people were standing next to it and like, I'm like, what the hell?
Little
I'm
ants.
like, can we even do that now? Can we move that?
Man, right? It's like and all the shit we got
Yeah.
now.
And
We got
then, like,
flatbed trucks.
if you think about it, even like with this new discovery, right? Like, okay, it took them forever to build like the Giza, but what about under it? When did they start
Yeah,
that
right.
construction?
That's a whole nother damn
That's a damn
norm.
the ultimate monkey wrench. Like, haha, you guys almost thought you could figure out how to build the pyramids. Here's
Or I'm like,
cylinders.
or what came first, the cylinders or the pyramid? Shit, like
Shit, man, I don't even know, man. This is what's
would it
like.
be easy?
That's why the
Would it be
internet
easy
is
to
like,
build the cylinder?
yeah, everybody's all confused right now, running with like a chicken head.
Right? Like, damn. Like, would it be easy to build the cylinders, then put the pyramid on top, to do the pyramid and then build the cylinders? So when you build the cylinders, you don't get rained on if it rains out
Yeah,
there. I don't know. I'm assuming it rains a
a
little bit.
100 years later, we got one cylinder done.
It's like, all right, 800 years, 800, no, 700 years more to go. So what's it,
Seven
like eight of
more.
them?
Yeah,
Like eight
and then
cylinders?
8 cylinders.
That's crazy.
And then the people working on it is like, my great grandson will never see the completion of this pyramid.
But as an honor to start this,
Oh, watch. Ah, stop. I was just thinking out loud.
you're
Stop
not allowed
thinking and
to
start
take
doing.
slaves. Right?
Yeah, dude. Even
I'm
like,
assuming them slaves had to be super jacked back then to help lift these damn
that's
bricks.
another thing, dude. They say slaves weren't even involved in this type of activity because it's, if you think about the scale of these cylinders and the scale of the Giza, all that, if you put it together now, no slave, no human would be like, how could anybody be involved in this type of activity unless there was something that we're missing here? There's something
No,
missing, and it's some advanced some shit that we just don't know, or even if we
shit,
don't know, they're not telling us this shit.
shit, that barely even makes sense with today's technology.
It
If
doesn't
people
make
do that today,
sense.
I'd still be like, how?
Yeah, dude, it does not make sense, man. Look at these pictures again. Come on, look at this. Because the Giza's already huge.
This
But
is
then
like
look,
Hydron Collider levels of confusion for me. I'm like, how the fuck?
yeah, and then
Why?
imagine if it was like that perfect, like the perfect cylinders with those whatever is coiling around it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like a screw, like a type of
Yeah,
screw.
and
Like, what,
then like,
it's screwed in?
yeah, a lot of people saying like it could be like a damn power plant, dude.
That's what it looks like, man.
Yeah,
Straight up, it looks like a power plant, like an underground power plant.
it would make sense because I didn't see the cylinders like when I had that vision. I saw deeper where it shows like the whole power source.
Shit,
So if they could
actual.
go down deeper, if they could show the part what I saw in my head, I'm be like, say less. I'm done.
You know
It's a
what?
power
It
source.
reminds me of I just watched not too long ago. Finally, after all these years, I watched Chernobyl on HBO Max,
Okay.
and they talked about how they when you're trying to I looked it up, but I can't remember how the process went down right now. But they have these rods inside of nuclear power plants, and they put the rods when the rods get too hot, which is what the uranium rods are. When they get too hot, they dip them in really freezing cold water to cool them off, to create that, to basically like stop a nuclear reaction from happening.
Oh
Because
yeah,
when these
yeah.
rods get too hot, they just put them in water. Like this probably not even water. It's probably some other like cold ass liquid, but something like to bring down that temperature before that shit explodes. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. They kind of remind me of like these uranium type cylinders that basically super duper dangerous to get close to as a human, and is radioactive. And it can, if heated up, it causes like a lot of like nuclear energy to bounce around and all that stuff. You could create like an infinite power source. But when that shit goes up, it's bad. It blows shit up and gets killed. So I remember Chernobyl in the documentary. They showed that anyone who came in contact with personnel that was actually in Chernobyl that day, they were getting sick and starting to die. And so this nurse kept trying to tell this one lady, she's like, hey, you can't keep going to this hospital to visit your husband in this room, and because she had a husband that worked in it, who worked there. He was quarantined, and she kept going in there, sneaking in there. Even the nurse told her not to go in there. She hugging on her husband, kissing her husband, and the nurse kept telling her, like, "Hey, look, you're pregnant. You can't go around your husband. He's infected with radiation." And eventually, she wound up giving birth to 2 babies, and they both died because they caught radiation poison. That's because she kept being around her husband. But it's like this very dangerous material that humans cannot be around in contact that much longer, and that's why they always try to keep like these damn uranium rods in the ground, and if they in case they heat up, they immediately dump them to cool them off before you get a chain reaction like Chernobyl. So this is like maybe it might be like a damn power plant, to be honest. It looked like some Chernobyl damn uranium rods.
You know why
used
that
to power something, whatever you got going on.
Right, it could be a whole power plant. You know why that might be true? There's certain parts in the pyramids, right? When you go walk through, do your whatever the tour, there's certain parts where they have signs that says caution, there could be radiation at this location.
Oh, see.
And Billy Carson, he talked about it. He said every time you take like his people over there to do like the tours, he goes in there with a Geiger counter, or I don't know how you say it, just to see if there's like radiation like lingering in the area. And there's radiation lingering there, so it's not like a high amount where you're gonna get sick. But if that's true, then with the whole thing, with the whole cylinder stuff, and then what you were saying, how they were doing, how they were working with nuclear energy, this could be like one nuclear power plant, like for like let's say
nuclear power plant.
All of Africa could be powered up,
man,
or the world. Let's just think outside even more. It could power up the whole world.
The batteries for Earth.
Right, like I'll show you free energy. Like everything's like pew, 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 running like Wakanda and shit.
Right off of one spot.
Yeah. So I think there's definitely like technology, and I think the people that has control over a lot of the information, they're probably not giving it to us.
No, hell no.
There's like technology. They have they gatekeep all this technology, dude.
Right.
Like for what? Right? There's not. You could help humanity, but you don't want to. But my question is, if that's true, why?
Why won't they tell us?
Yeah.
Damn. Shit, we probably won't be ready.
I thought we in this together.
Well, it might be one of them things, right? It might be one of the things is like, hey, we have a solution to save everyone, but we can't because there's no money being made into saving everyone. So we gotta.
It might be above money now.
And if shit goes wrong, the people gonna be like, well, why didn't you save us? You could have saved us, and they ain't trying to hear it. So it's best like, how about we don't tell anybody? We have all the tools necessary to do the right things and save everyone on this planet, but we don't want to use them because.
Oh, I think I know why.
Ooh, what's up?
They want to keep us in control the whole time. To do whatever. Like, let's say, right, they're advanced beings. They came here and they're trying to build a spaceship to leave this damn place. But they still need humans out here to kind of get them up to speed because they can't do it all on their own. They need people to work. Right. So they need the whole system needs to be working, running like a machine. People got to do all their shit, whatever. Everybody has to do their job. But if they gave us the technology where it fixes everybody's problems, nobody would be working for them, right?
It would stop.
Their machine, it will stop because the humans like, no, we're not listening no more. Like we get all this shit free. Like you guys played us the whole time.
Free will.
Like get off me, big dog.
Fuck off me.
Levitation. Yeah, like who knows, right? And maybe that's like the main thing. They want to keep us dumbed down. Just smart enough to survive and do your job, whatever. Go to Disneyland, have fun, but never overthrow them.
Right, not smart enough to beat them.
Yeah, and if you ever get that smart, like where you could almost beat them, nah, fam, we control everything. We're gonna beat you to a pulp in front of your people.
But here, watch this new cat video that's got 1 million views. Go back to a little
We're
bubble.
Gonna make you addicted to porn. Whip your dick back out. Stop trying to save yourself.
You can't.
You better stop meditating.
You know, if it was better than saving yourself, stroking your dick. It feels
Here's
better than
a
saving yourself.
yeah. Here's 1 month premium subscription free. Take
On
it.
the house.
Take it.
On the house.
It's like, damn, I just got a free subscription.
Damn. Thanks, alien god.
Forget about your whole life already.
Say, oh shit, I forgot I got kid. Oh shit, my kid's still in the car. Like,
And it's 100 degrees outside.
windows rolled up. Fuck.
The kid gone.
Oh, long gone.
The halls of Amenti.
Shit.
But yeah, that's all I got about these pyramids. And dude, I'm excited to see what else they're gonna discover.
Interesting. The longer I kept looking at the picture, I was like, this looks familiar. And I was like, oh, that shit look like a damn uranium rods. Too hot. Because they about to blow up.
Gotta dip those rods. And then, like, you know how, like, we were talking about Egypt used to be, like, underwater? Let's say it was being cold underwater because they're saying, like,
Oh,
how,
shit.
yeah,
Yo, that's good.
right? And then they said, like, how, like, the pyramid was built, right? There's, like, these caverns in there where they say, like, it makes sense for it to be filled up with water, like, after it produces, like, whatever amount of energy. And then,
Right.
because these little tunnels that were cut through, like, inside the pyramids, it wasn't for people to run around.
Hell no.
No, like these cutouts
Vents?
is for, like, yeah, vents or like water going through whichever.
Yeah, that makes, because what if something that powerful could only have, like, you would literally need an ocean to cool that shit. It gets that hot. Like,
There it is.
for us, we just dip it into like a little thing that we built by man. But what if it's like so powerful? Oh, that's a dope genius idea. I didn't even think of that. The ocean. It's a good one.
They were like, dude, they scaled it.
Good
Like,
one.
do you want to build a big power plant? Like, we know how to scale this whole shit using ocean water.
All right, we need real ocean water, not a little bit. We need a whole damn planet of water.
Yeah, and then the deeper you get down, it gets colder.
Yes.
So shit, they had like the raw energy being cooled by nature, man.
Hell yeah. I know
Like a
fossil
whale guarded by a whale
a whale, get it?
or a shark guarding it.
Right. A whale shark.
They're like, no, you ain't gonna fuck with this power source. We got sharks down here.
Damn, good shit. That's good. The water, damn, conspiracy brain kind of like.
Yeah, it's all connecting, man. It's all connecting. There's this other guy you ever heard of the guy from Bright Insight, where he's trying to find like the lost city of Atlantis, like using satellite image. Well, long story short, he had this recent post on Instagram where he's saying that it's impossible for them to use like radar technology to like penetrate like the Giza, because he said if you watch Mr. Beast's video where he went to the pyramid of Giza, he went like below like the pyramid where there was water down there,
Oh shit.
and he was like in water like under the pyramids, and he was saying like, all right, since Mr. Beast went down there and there's water, this technology is not supposed to penetrate like that water. So they're saying like whatever they discover with the radar, it could be just like false, like a false alarm. It's like something else.
Right.
Saying like it's possibly not even any cylinders. It's like the reading was bad. That's what he was saying.
Yes. I don't know.
It could be right too, but I don't know either. But my thing is like, okay, the scientists, they discovered this, and then they told like the public like almost immediately.
Oh, that was quick to tell everybody?
Yeah, and I was like, whoa,
I'm surprised by
because
that.
that's like big news. Like, were they forced to tell like this new
Right,
information like right away? And if it's like fake, like will be the reason. But if it's real,
Right.
huge.
Yes.
So there's a lot of
Ocean's
shit.
weird.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That reminds me of the story. Talked about like, I don't know, it's earlier this year or last year, like sometime last year, but how scientists just discovered that, hey, like, they've been sending like drones and all types of probes down into the ocean, and then for years it was like, oh man, okay, this is like the maximum level that you can get down to at this part of the ocean. Our sonars are telling us this. Everything's telling us this. But then when they kept trying to go down further last year, they realized like, holy shit, this wall that we thought for decades that existed down there is actually just fish. It's a
Whoa.
wall of fish, and they're not moving. They're just all just kind of like just there, almost like they're like protecting
Oh,
something on the other side of it.
what?
And then I thought I talked about it on the show. Oh, I gotta talk about it
No,
next
what
week.
the hell? This some Atlanta
Oh,
shit?
I gotta talk about it on the show the next week. Yes, I thought I talked about it on
What?
the show. Last year, scientists discovered a wall of fish. For decades, they kept thinking like, okay, this is just a wall because you can't see nothing down there. It's too pitch black. But they have sonars and stuff. It's like, okay, it's a wall. This was years ago, and so now the technology's updated. Like, okay, let's get some better cameras down there. Da 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 da. And they started scanning the place, and it was like, oh my god! For decades, scientists before us, and even recently, have always thought this is a wall, and it is a wall, but it's a wall of fish, and they're not moving, and they're just sitting there, and they kind of like, we can't really send anything past this because it's too thick to get through. But what is
Wow.
on the other side of this fish wall? It's like, who are they protecting? Because I'm sure the fish are probably like same page. Like we will protect this.
Damn.
We have to protect this at all costs, and nothing's getting past this human. And then they just been sitting there. They're not. They're just a wall of fish.
They're protecting the gateways to
Something.
Atlantis, man.
Yeah, or something. It's they're protecting someone.
Or like,
Some
or what's left of Atlantis, or
yes,
whatever.
but it got pushed so far back to like, hey, we got to move to this neighborhood, and we need a kind of like like some subdivisions have like a gate around their fence. I mean, a gate around their fence, a gate around their whole subdivision.
This is
What
probably
if
the
it's like that,
ultimate
but
one,
yeah, it's just like with nature. So keep it like that,
man.
man. The
Would
ocean's
you,
crazy, man.
dude? If you can see what's on the other side of the wall, like let's say there is like another civilization there, but the only way you can go there, you have to leave your life here. Would you do it?
No.
Because
Hell no.
you got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get married. I can't. I can't. I got a lot of investments up here. I can't really bounce out right now.
I would take everybody there.
Oh, you bring some people with you. There's a
I'll
movie
take you
about
there
that.
too. You're gonna get married over there.
Ah, so get married with them.
We start a whole new. We living over there now.
There's there's a movie I just saw recently too about like a crew of like people on a ship back in like 1800s. The ship crashes and this mysterious high-tech submarine comes up and takes them all aboard and takes them to like almost like this lost city of Atlantis. Now mind you, these are also humans as well too that live in this lost city of Atlantis. And so when they bring these people that was riding on a boat back in 1800s down to this high-tech, sea city, when they get down there, when they actually wind up getting down there, the people are like, hey, like, welcome to this place. I hope you guys like here. You can never leave because we can't
Damn.
afford y'all to go back and tell people where we at because then y'all gonna try to kill us, take our resources. So these humans gotta escape this Atlantis world because even though they didn't ever want to go in there in the first place, the Atlantis people did save them. But once they got down there, they was like, hey, y'all can't leave. You stuck.
That could be a thing, man. Like you know how
Could be
people
one
they
day.
go like adventures. Like remember that one episode we did about a guy who found an M cave, and then he went to go look for it. Then he was missing. They never found his body.
Yes. MIA.
He could have been in a situation where he saw something that he shouldn't have saw, and he came to a location where he shouldn't have been. But since he's over there, they're like, all right, you can never go back now because nobody can ever know about this place.
Sorry.
So you're stuck here. Like, hey, we could kill you now, or you want to hang out? Like, we got a movie theater down the street.
I
You know,
got
yeah.
freshmen.
We got our own 7-Eleven.
We have Atlantis. We have Atlantis women.
Yeah. You guys
can't
got
go in
Marvel rivals? Nah,
Nah,
fam.
we just got rivals.
We got like real people fighting.
We got ops.
It's like, damn, man. But yeah, it could be like stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think, man, like I said, I leave all doors open. I'm not closing no door, dude.
Look, I already believe in I believe in Hollow Earth, but not in like the fantastical way I've seen in movies of like with the King Kong movies where he
Right.
goes to the center of Earth and it's like a jungle in the sun. I believe in like mole people though. I believe like there's underground civilizations where like they're blind and they just live down there. But I feel like it's more grungier than what we want to make it to be. But I do believe in like a Hollow Earth theory where I believe in a Hollow Earth theory and almost like not a Hollow Ocean theory, but I do believe like advanced civilization could be down there because the ocean is just as much the ocean is just as much of an alien location as space is to us.
Yeah.
So it's
Oceans are just pockets of water.
And look, and this story I'm gonna go over later, but it boggles my mind. They keep finding new shit about the ocean more and more. And I'm like, maybe we just gotta like put our money into the sea and figure this shit out.
Yeah, like put $40 billion on ocean research.
Let's get into this, cause
right? Shit.
But the
I say drain the Pacific.
Right? I was thinking about this the other day. Randomly I was in the shower and I was thinking about this, like, hey man, what would happen if we woke up one day and we just all saw all the water just get sucked off the planet?
Ooh.
What would the ocean look like? It's probably just be like massive canyons and
then all the cell towers go down. You can't even tweet about it.
Nothing, man.
It's like everybody becomes human and everybody's actually looking around them for once instead of looking at their phones.
Right. Touch grass.
Everybody's all confused. Like it's like they snapped out of their damn being hypnotized by checking social media.
People looking at their hands like, oh.
Yeah, because they're laying in bed like, I'm not going to sleep yet. I have social media duties. But you not even realize you're doing it because it's like, it's natural now, which is crazy.
Programmed.
Like, you're going to waste 2 hours thinking you can't sleep. Right. The reason why you can't sleep is because you're on the phone.
Phone like this.
Yeah, it's like, I can't sleep. Like, no shit.
Honestly, to me, I think the best way to go to sleep, read a book. It's just like drinking warm
boring,
milk.
Yeah.
It's just like warm milk to me.
Like I do like 2 chapters. I'm out.
Right. I love reading, but man, it puts my ass to sleep quick.
Dude, I remember when the power went out, right? No power for a long time. I was like, man, all I got is candles and books. I was like, I guess I can finish these books. Dude, I got so sleepy so fast. And it was like 7 o'clock. I was like, damn. So this is what they be doing back then, back in the days.
Right. I never try to read books at night. Ever. My books are, for me, strictly daytime read.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Or airplanes.
Yeah. Well, if I'm at work, I can read a book. But if I'm at home, I'll wait till like nighttime so I can do the candles.
Oh.
Yeah, because kind of get in like the zone, you know?
I've been trying to read the books in the morning.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
Wake up, have my morning coffee.
Pornhub.
Read my Jesus and John Wayne book.
What? What is that?
A book about American culture obsessed with John Wayne and Jesus.
Jesus, I pray.
Some people just want Jesus to be like John Wayne, and Jesus ain't John Wayne. John Wayne's racist.
That's weird. I heard something about that. I couldn't put those connections together.
Yeah, Jesus used to hang out with prostitutes and poor people. he was a man's man. He's a man of the earth.
Jesus, all magic, man.
Right.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Y'all want to see me walk on water?
Y'all want to see a dead body? Got crucified so fast. Like, what? The people were like, I didn't know he meant literally.
I thought he was joking.
Any want to come back?
Oh shit, he gone.
I don't know. Like, we were making fun of it, but imagine like we're getting in trouble for it, but we don't know it.
I feel like there's people that's gonna go to hell before us. We're just joking about it. I
don't even believe in hell, so that doesn't work for me.
Neither.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I don't either. I think it only works if you believe it.
Yeah, because you create your own fantasy.
And I don't believe it. I was kind of like,
like I've been so bad in this world, now I'm gonna burn. Like the fuck you are gonna burn.
You don't know where you going.
You'll burn your body on like a Dodge pickup truck.
Yeah. For all we know, Hitler could be, right? For all we know, Hitler could be on a beach somewhere relaxing. We don't know.
Dude, Hitler probably up there with Jesus in jeans. Talking about Apple computers.
Wearing not just jeans. It'd be like the Daisy Dukes, like cut short jeans.
Yeah. Aggressive cut.
Out, butt cheeks hanging out.
But he present himself as a female.
Guten Tag. I mean, how they talk in German?
No, he probably like whatever accent he want to talk. I want to speak in binary code. Like, okay, big dog.
Right, 010110.
Beep boop, beep boop. I'm healed.
Right.
I did so much messed up shit.
Ew.
They say like when you die, right? this is a whole nother subject now. They say like when you die, like you get to see the point of view of like the people you hurt or the people you let down or something. Like whatever you cause harm to somebody, like you get to see from the other side of the fence, like what pain did you cause.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a learning. And then when that's like when people they did a lot of mean shit to mean people. I mean to other people. When they die, they get to feel all of that. So if that's true, can you imagine what he's going through right now with the millions of people that he made suffer?
Oh man,
he's experiencing every single soul that had to go through whatever the hell he made them go through.
Yeah, that's like
and you can hear him screaming in the back. Ah!
999. No, it's like it's like with a Ghost Rider. He has his Ghost Rider, the Marvel comic book character. He has this ability called the Penance Stare. That's like his ultimate move. He'll grab you, and like if you look into his eyes long enough, if you're a person who has sinned or you've hurt people, all at once you feel all the pain that you ever dealt with anybody. And that's before he kills you. He like that's one last thing he does, and you be like, I gotta come back and did this. Dude, drives you crazy.
That's so wild because it's almost like you have every answer with comics with everything that I say.
Yeah, comics is so crazy because there's so many different things they talk about. Because comics has been around for decades. It's like when it comes to like the supernatural, like out there stuff, comics have always been into that shit. And like, hey, because I think a lot of these writers in comic books too have had like imaginations just like us. They just express it in comic book form. So I'll read shit. I'm like, oh, man, same shit we be talking about. I'm like, oh man. They just decided to take it to like, yo, I gotta express it through the comic book medium because I can't just tell nobody in the street.
Right, because it wouldn't, it'd be like, all right, Chris Unholy. But yeah, it's crazy. It's like, every time like I tell a story, it's like you have a comic that backs up like that story. Everything. Like it just like, fits right in like a puzzle.
Because like a lot of comic book writers, they do like a lot of research, especially like for example, somebody like the character like Doctor Strange. His character back in the 70s when he first came out, his character was heavily based off of like psychedelics,
right,
and all this other shit, LSD, everything you can imagine. And so, and the mind and different dimensions, and how like, hey, you know, there's layers to our reality. So what we see through our eyes isn't really what we see because Doctor Strange, he can shift his vision with an amulet to where he goes from normal vision to where, oh shit, this hot girl that's across the restaurant from me, she has this giant thing sucking on her head and it's just absorbing her soul, but she doesn't know it's there, and she'll probably be dead in 15 years and don't even realize it. Wow. But she can't feel it, can't see it. But he talks about like this. He calls it like Doctor Strange will call like spiritual bacteria, kind of like how we have germs that we look under the microscope. There's spiritual bacteria that go around. He talks about some of it like can heal people and don't even realize it. We don't see it or ever feel it, but they exist still, regardless. Wow. And sometimes they help us. A lot of them are just very innocent, but there's some malicious bacteria. They'll sit on you and they'll just drain you for years and years. And what we may see is like, oh, they died from cancer. Like you was attached with a demon and have no idea how.
That's so crazy.
Like, that goes crazy. Like, what the fuck am I reading?
You know why that's crazy, dude? I was just listening to a podcast where this lady, she claims to be like a medium or something, right? Mm-hmm. And she talks about the same thing, how like people, they can be walking around with the spirits that's attached to them, like just draining them of energy or whatever, or putting negative energy in them. Because like, you know how some people like out of nowhere they could be normal, then next thing you know they're like pissed off and mad, super mad and shit. You're like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
And I was listening to the podcast, I was like, damn, like there could be like something that's on you, like attached to you, like that whole time, just waiting to push that trigger button, like beep, turn up.
And while us humans will be like, oh, they're just bipolar or they got mental issues. Like, no, they got something attached to them, man.
Yeah, something. Then she was calling it like a contract. Like you made like these contracts, but you did it like subconsciously, like for some reason. Like let's say you had like a bad childhood or something bad happened to you when you were young. These contracts, like they get tied to you from like you going through that really bad experience like in your life, and then something stuck on you at that time, and you carry that on like for like the rest of your life, because you were never like you weren't able you couldn't talk about it, and you never let it go, and it stayed stuck with you that whole time.
Forever, man.
Yeah, and then like you said, it could become like a cancer because something like you don't speak about, you don't take care of. That's like it's still energy, and the energy has to go somewhere, right? So then,
right.
yeah, it forms into like a damn a cancer in your body, and then because it went somewhere,
Right. It's got to go somewhere, and if it stays in you too long, man, oh man,
yeah, it becomes
you stuck.
yeah, you're gonna die with it.
Yeah, but that's why I love comic books, man. Like I always tell people, it's like if I ever get sent to a deserted island and they tell you like, what would you bring with you? You could have forever. I'm like comic books. That's my favorite form of like entertainment. That's just awesome.
And then you got like 3 days to live after that.
Right, right.
Like, all right, you done with that last comic book? All right,
Done.
done. Clock out. Bleep bloop. All right, I gotta take a leave. When we come back, we can do your story.
Let's do it.
All right, be right back, guys. We are back for the next topic of the night with Chris and Holy Jesus.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me just fine?
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah. Sound like a sweet baby.
Yeah. One of my lights is out of my mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
you can
still
hear me
sound
on my
good.
mic.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get it, man. All right. We're going to talk about some news. And in weird white people news, I got a weird story. This is one of the strangest stories I've heard of a teacher sleeping with a student. This is the strangest one I've heard yet. Now, this is not a new phenomenon. I don't know how the rest of the world is, but in America, some of these teachers like to hop on kid stuff. And why? I don't know. They can't even buy you a drink. So, and in this case, right? So, relive my youth. Like I'm playing Pokemon cards again. So this story right here is about a former math teacher. Her name is Brittany Fortenberry. She's 31 years old. And she actually slept with a bunch of kids at her school, upwards to over 10, some were saying.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and the youngest of her victims, I think they said the youngest was at 13. And this was at a kid from another school that she had slept with as well too. And it says how these allegations wound up coming out is that these kids just start coming out with it saying like, hey, this is what happened. And one of the boys told the police that Fortenberry reached out to him with a separate misconduct investigation and spent $600 on him and a group of boys and had them wear the horror movie mask while they were having sex with all of them. They were wearing Scream masks.
I heard about this.
Yes. Crazy. I'd dig more into the story because it got even crazier. So
It got crazier than that?
it gets even stranger.
Because that's all I heard. Then I shut my phone off after that.
Like, fuck this
I was
world.
like, what
It's
kind of weird, sick, freak shit is this? You know, like,
like,
you
this is
get
still a
off
thing.
of that?
That's enough internet for me for today. And so, so Brittany Fortenberry, like I said, 31, she wound up sleeping with her students at this school. And, like some of the students stepped forward and was like, hey, like, you know, she expects like she gave me $600 just for me to show up at her house. And when I got there, other students was there and they was wearing Scream masks and they ran a train on her. And yeah, they went chugga all in her. Which is insane. And then I hate when I see this too on the internet, when you see the usual suspects of guys be like, man, I wish I had a teacher like that, man. Oh, man, I wish my teacher was that hot. But I'm like, bro, if she wasn't attractive, y'all won't be saying this shit. Like, and I don't think she's attractive at all, but there's guys out there who's thinking this lady's attractive. I'm like, well, you know, a PDF file is still a PDF file. I don't care how you want to flip it or twist it. And I don't feel like anybody should get a pass on it based off of race, gender, or anything. Because if it was a man doing it, this shit wouldn't be fucking cute. So
Yeah, it would not be cute at all.
they would have been dragging this dude, man. And rightfully so. They would have went straight Jared Fogle on his ass in prison.
Dude, yeah. Foot long.
And so Brittany, so the teen claims that Miss Fortenberry had him bring his friends over to her house and would give them drugs and have sex with them. One of the victims later told police that Fortenberry would put her children to bed before trying to have sex with the boys, and including some of the babysitters. Some of her students.
She had
She would have them
kids?
over. Four kids.
What the fuck?
She would see. It gets even crazier than this. She puts the kids to bed, and then she would have the boys come over, and they'd be like, "Hey, boys, I paid you guys money. Put these masks on. The kids are asleep. Let's go to Pound Town." And the kids would be like,
Wow.
What? the kids were like, what do we do? And it was like, I guess we pull out our penis, and then they start pleasuring this lady.
Whoa, that's hardcore. Like, what state is this in?
Uh,
Don't say
I
Georgia.
fucking forgot. Wait, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. What is that? Oh, I don't have it up.
Let's say Alabama. I'm good with that.
It sounds like we gonna sorry Alabama. Y'all just kind of.
My bad, Alabama.
I had the state. I forgot what it was. So I actually got this news from the actual state website.
Damn.
Morgan County. Yeah, I don't know what state it's in. I'm trying to look at. It's in Morgan County. It's probably a million Morgan counties in the U.S. It's the South. We'll go with that.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's go to the South for 500.
And then 500 for 600. And then and so this damn Fortenberry lady. Yeah, so she even would tell students like, hey, can you come over to my house and help babysit my kids? Me and my husband, we'll go out to dinner. And then one of our students would be like, yeah, sure, I'll babysit, make some extra money on the side. And they come over and then she like, hey, the kids are in bed, we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna do it now. And I'm gonna pay you and you're not gonna tell anybody. And if you're gonna I'm gonna commit suicide, because that's what she's telling these kids.
Oh my god, she's crazy.
Oh man, insane!
I cannot have my teacher dying. I'm not gonna tell nobody.
I'm trying to save her. And that's not even the craziest part. So says since she was fired and allegedly drugged one of the victims before assaulting them, she would have threatened to kill herself, like I was saying before. She also allegedly sexually assaulted one of the teens who had asked her to babysit the kids. I explained that before. And also one of the victims from Fortenberry said that it was offered anywhere between $100 to $800 to boys for photos. She would like give them like, hey, little kid that I'm teaching, I'll give you $100 for a picture of your little penis. And this would range from $100 to $800. So somewhere out there, some kid made $800 for showing his balls by sending it to her as a picture.
How much do you get for a butthole picture?
That's probably like $1,000.
Shit.
That's a special price, because he said she's offering kids between $100 to $800 to send pictures of their genitals. One of her alleged victims told police that if the boys had said they didn't want to have sex with her, she would grape them while saying, "Just let it happen." This sounds like textbook. This is like textbook type of molestation. Says all of the teens said Fortenberry would send them nude and explicit photos and videos on Snapchat and other apps called sessions. This is why when I have a kid, that ass is not on social media. They will be in a book or something. I don't know. That's horrifying that your teacher can have access to kids through social media like this. And it says, while one of the victim's parents was unaware of the abuse before the Department of Child Services started investigation, one of the parents did tell the police that Fortenberry's husband also knew about this.
What? Was that where it gets darker?
And so supposedly that the husband threatened to slaughter the teens in front of her if they ever came forward about talking to anybody. Like, hey, so it's not like some kind of weird cuck shit. Like, hey, you're going to do my wife. You tell him, I'm going to slit your throat, kid. And the kids were like, God, scared. Now, this is what one of the parents said. None of the parents have said this. Only one of the parents have said this. So we'll see how far this investigation goes with that. But as of right now, the husband is actually still a free man. In fact, last week, he filed for divorce. He's trying to get temporary custody of his kids. So he's actually her husband filed temporary custody and is trying to get to get these kids away from her, and rightfully so. But if it's true that one of the parents that he was in on it too, lock his ass up too, get his ass. But so after they wound up getting Brittany Fortenberry, they asked her, like, why did you do this, Miss Fortenberry? You're a wife, you're a mother with 4 kids, you're a teacher, you were put in a position to watch these kids. They're not your boyfriends. Why would you do this? And her ass had the audacity to say, well, it's because I lost 150 pounds. Brittany Fortenberry lost a fuck ton of weight, and she's saying that because she lost so much weight, it made her feel confident in herself, and because of this, it made her want kids? I don't know. Try to put that square peg in that round hole. I don't know. It don't make any sense.
Yeah, don't go that young. Like, understand, like, you feel like hot shit now, but don't go that young.
Hell, you could have got some damn 21-year-old at a bar.
Yeah, get somebody that is going to some college. What the hell?
Something, anything. At the very least, over 18, lady. Come on. You read like
Yeah.
13-year-old. So,
Jesus Christ, that's
so the
no
prosecution.
no excuse for that.
Oh, no excuse. This is one of the worst excuses I've heard. You would have been off just saying, like, I'm a freak. Just left it at that.
Imagine like her saying that in court, right? It's like, I lost 150 pounds and I feel like hot shit. I just want to be loved by younger men. The judge is like, I completely understand.
Oh,
We're gonna cut your sentence down. Like, I understand you lost all that weight. You feel like hot shit. Like, you
look
should
great.
You should be proud of it. You can pull like young kids like that.
We need more people like you. All right, so
Yeah,
you know, 6 months probation.
Good job for being brave.
Keep helping these kids out.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
a damn.
Yeah.
If I was her attorney, I'll drop the case. I'm like, I can't do this. That was the dumbest excuse she could have said.
That would be so. That's such a hard case, especially if you're trying to defend her, right? How do lawyers do that?
At best, well, I've always felt like this. And me, I don't like most attorneys. I definitely like prosecutors because I find it very uncomfortable that it's your job to throw somebody in jail, whether they're innocent or not. And I don't like that. I mean, if I was ever to be an attorney, and I'll probably be a trashy one, but if I were to be one from a moral standpoint, I would be a defense attorney. I'd rather defend a guilty man than put an innocent man in prison. And at the very least, if I'm defending someone who's guilty, I'll get him off a death row. I'll get him off a death row at the very least and try to get a sentence commuted. But other than that, man, if you're guilty, you're guilty. I ain't trying to get you out and be free. I'm just trying to reduce your sentence. You still gonna do your damn time if I'm your defense attorney. But
yeah, you did kill all those people.
Yeah, the best I can do is get you 25 years, bro. And so
we got you.
So right now,
yep.
You get out 20. And so like prosecutors are saying like so the prosecutors, you know, they trying to throw her ass in jail. They find a motion charging her with 10 counts of child molestation, 8 counts of dissemination of matter harmful to a minor, 5 counts of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and 1 count of sexual misconduct with a minor. Online count records show, and she's actually on bond. Actually, the prosecutor's saying like her bond needs to be increased. She shouldn't have bond at all. I don't give a damn what anybody says. You do over 10 plus kids. One kid is you should have a bond. But her bond was at 20,000, and the prosecutor's saying it needs to be 150,000. It should be a mil. Actually, it should be no bond at all. Fuck a number. Because you can still just do 10%, and your ass is out. So yeah, she shouldn't have any bond at all. But yeah, like I said, her husband got divorced and everything like that. There's a rumor going on right now saying that he may have been involved in it, but I'm not going to entertain that as of right now till more stuff comes out because it's still relatively new. But my question for you, Billy Waters, is how would you feel as a husband? I always wondered this. If your wife was a teacher and she was sleeping with kids,
Ooh.
like you'd be like, where did I go? Am I not man enough for you?
Ooh.
Like, I always wonder this, and I wonder if anybody even realizes, like, yeah, it's all cute, funny that these teachers are like, well, some people think it's cute and funny that these teachers sleep with these kids, but it's like, you feel as the husband that your wife was doing with your kids in the house.
With my kids, dude, you might as well kill me. Like, the pain emotionally that you would have went through, like, dude, that's like the ultimate betrayal. And on top of that, it's disgusting. It's like the worst shit you can even do.
So and you can cheat on me with a grown man?
Yeah, with the child? What the hell?
And 10 children?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know, man. One to the temple.
Like,
goodbye, kids. Daddy out. Yeah, I don't know. Damn. That's like, dude, your life is pretty much over. Like, even if you're not serving no jail time, like, you're living with that for the rest of your life.
About her,
and how do you explain to even your own kids when your own kids, like, they grow up to find out what happened to their mom?
Yeah, there was a story.
It's gonna be messy, dude.
There's a story that happened in that. I think it happened it was in the 90s. There was a teacher, white lady, who slept with her student. I think it was like some like Mexican dude or whatever, some Mexican kid.
I know about
she
this.
slept. Yeah, she slept with them. She went to prison, and I think she got pregnant too. She was pregnant. And then they got married when she got out. They got married, right?
Yeah, they made a series on Hulu.
What? Oh, yeah. I didn't know the series.
It was like a real series. Like a legit series with real actors.
Yeah, she just passed away a couple years ago too. She just died from like cancer or something. But
Damn, she's holding too much stuff in.
yeah, man, that thing was like sucking on her. It's like,
Sucking on
oh,
her.
maybe that's made her want. Maybe that's why she wanted kids. Like,
Yeah, maybe she had like a whole bunch of other dark secrets and she just held on to it. She's like, I'm gonna take it to the grave. And literally, that's what happened.
bonkers, man. I don't understand the mind of people that want a child. I really don't, man. It's just
Yeah,
the
Bill
kid.
Gates.
It's like but it's like they're not even fully developed or grown in the mind. What kind of conversation can you have with them? They even know? Do they even remember 9/11? No, they don't. They don't even remember 2005. Why are you worrying about these with your old ass? Not that 31's old, but you too damn old, way too old to be worrying about some damn kids.
Like their favorite TV series is Stranger Things.
Ah, it's the greatest show ever. Doing TikTok dances. You want somebody that does TikTok dances?
Dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Bonkers, man. That's why I was like, I wasn't gonna talk about the story at first, but then today I was like, let me do a checkup on this story.
What's the
Just to-
other story you got? The one you said that's gonna blow my mind.
All right, let's get to the science shit. I just want to get that trash
Here we
story out of
go.
the way.
Let's jump back
So
in
we
the
can all be
science.
so we can all be aware of the dangers out there. But let's talk about science shit. So an iceberg detected from Antarctica reveals a never before seen ecosystem. A never
What?
before seen. I'm sorry, over. My tongue was getting dry as shit. This damn wine. An iceberg detached from Antarctica,
Okay.
revealing a never before seen ecosystem of deep sea life. So this beautiful giant ass iceberg, the size of Chicago.
What? Chicago.
That's the first thing they say in the article. I was like, what the hell?
Start a
But
whole
yes,
family on that iceberg.
there are icebergs the size of states out there, but there's one that just broke off from another massive iceberg. It was the size of Chicago. It splintered off of Antarctica, revealing a seafloor teeming with life. Once hidden beneath an icy ceiling, this newly exposed world is home to an array of weird and wonderful life forms, including ice fish, giant sea spiders, and octopuses. And then these pictures they got of these creatures are incredible. They have a they have a jellyfish. To me, it looks like a cupcake, but the tentacles are glowing. It looks crazy. It's like some off-the-world jellyfish you would see on
Like some
another
LED
planet.
lights coming off of these tentacles.
Yes, like on the tentacles. Yes. Oh, it's crazy.
Like some
But the-
RGB lights coming off these tentacles.
yes, but the body looks like a cupcake a little bit.
What
Like
kind
if
of
you
reality
switch
is
eyes,
this? What's up, Stu Jersey? We see you.
right? Dude, what's going on, bro? Welcome.
That's insane.
Ben, yes. Because I never thought about this with icebergs. You just think of like an iceberg and it's like, okay, the end. But you never think about like, hey, there's an entire sea life that exists underneath an iceberg. And what is this sea life that what could be under there? And how could it survive is because, a lot of sea life still needs sunlight to survive, at least on some level. Even just a tiny little microscopic bit, it still needs some level of sunlight. And you ain't getting that shit through no damn sheet of ice that's the size of Chicago. But so like they was finding like I said, ice fish, giants, sea spiders, and octopuses. It says the city-sized iceberg called A84 broke off from Antarctica's George VI ice shelf in January 2025, uncovering a piece of the seafloor that has never been seen by humans before. When the colossal caving event occurred, scientists on board the Schmidt Ocean Institute, which is like this ship, I think it is, quickly changed their plans, and they basically was like, oh, let's go back and check this out. And so the scientists went there to help out with the location. And when they got there, they explored the deep seafloor for about 8 days at a depth of 1,300 meters or 4,265 feet.
Damn. That's as
deep
deep
as
as that
hell.
cylinder in damn Egypt.
Right? That deep as hell. That's
Yeah.
way into the earth. And it said that the observation team that went down there, they found large coils and sponges brimming with animal life. And it says like the fringes of the Antarctica are covered with floating ice shelves that hang over the sea like massive suspended platforms. While other expeditions have explored the Antarctic seafloor, scientists have rarely get an opportunity to study these hard to reach places. And they were saying that when they was trying to study these life forms that existed down there, they was like, well, these life forms, and they actually did the math on this shit. Some of these life forms and the size of this iceberg, It's been like 500 years since light has reached the bottom of that water. That chunk of that Chicago iceberg was at. Anything underneath it, anything and all life underneath of it has not seen sunlight in over 500 years.
Damn.
So when it broke off, sunlight shining down, scientists are like, well, sunlight, even though the ocean is the ocean, there's, ecosystem that still needs even microscopic sunlight to survive, even just a tiny little bit. And they're trying to figure out, well, how could life survive under here? And they wound up discovering that, the currents in the ocean was probably bringing nutrients in from around.
Right.
Instead of like always having to need sunlight, the ocean was going up underneath the iceberg and just giving all the nutrients that life needs under it to survive. And it lasts for 500 years. So it's just ocean is bringing in water, killing all the nutrients and all the vitamins that a good growing giant sea monster would need. Yeah, and
so
they just got
like those fishes down there. Like basically, like they're born blind, right? They're not born with able to see like what's in front of them.
Some of the stuff I've been seeing on the pictures weren't even really fish. I didn't see the ice fish picture. I saw like pictures of like a lot of jellyfish and coral. None of the fish, but more than likely, yeah, they're probably blind as hell. Like, you've been up under that for like pitch black down there.
Damn. Imagine being born and you cannot see nothing from the day you're born.
But you got super senses.
Yeah.
Probably smell better. Hear better. Like Daredevil.
Sonar.
It's like,
Oh, there's
good.
a trash can right there. Watch out.
Whoa. Excuse me, little man.
Whoa.
Almost stepped on that midget. I mean, little person.
Yeah, it can sense anything. Like, imagine, like, not only you can sense physical items, or objects, you can sense stuff that's not even there.
Emotions.
No, like let's say like ghosts or like people that
Oh, shit.
people or creatures that operate on a different frequency.
There's like, ma'am, I know you lost your child, but he's actually standing next to you right now. You just can't see him.
He's sitting right there on
Hear
your
him, I
left.
can feel him. He's tugging on your shirt, asking for teddygrams.
That's scary. That's a scary thing, right? Like, okay, you have no
Horrifying.
sight, but you have like a different sense where you can actually detect ghosts.
But, like, you lost the sight of your eyes, but then you gained a whole new sight. on
Oh,
life.
there's a movie like that.
I think it is actually. But
Yeah,
I think it really
like,
is.
this is nothing new. We're just
The more we talk about it, I feel like there is.
yeah, it's not new at all. It's been around. This idea has been there.
All right. We're grabbing from the cloud right now. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're pulling from that that community cloud where everybody have all their thoughts in.
Oh, a little public cloud. I see you.
Like I know what you're thinking about, because you know how like we talk about some stuff, right? But it's like already stuff that we already relate to,
Yeah.
or we already
Already.
have like some type of something that can, like the whole thing with you with the comics.
Mhm.
When I bring up a story, right? You have a comic that just fucking fits perfectly with what the story I'm telling. I was like, how did Chris? He has something in his head, like an archive in his head, ready to throw out these comic like facts out when I'm telling a story, and then it matches perfectly.
Because comics cover all type, like the things we talk about on our show are things that a lot of comic books even cover throughout history. Even like stuff like the things like the superflow, where this is bonkers to me. I just found this out recently. With the theory of the superflow, I mean, that's not even a theory. This is just something that exists in the comic books. But sometimes shit they talk about in comic books, it eventually bleeds into the real world where scientists start studying something very similar to it or close to it, or supernatural events happen close to it. I'm like, this sounds like this. Like, for example, the superflow. In this entire universe that we live in, and this universe is like, according to Marvel Comics, exist in bubbles. And yes, they exist out there, but like how we can travel in Marvel Comics, how you can travel planet to planet, universe, like, galaxy to galaxy in spaceship, you can't fly from universe to universe because it's impossible. You need frequencies to get to another universe.
Mm-hmm.
So when you fly out of our universe, say like, and this is impossible in any stretch, but when you fly to the edge of the universe, all you do is just see white. And it's endless white, and you just travel through white for all eternity. It's called the superflow. It's what separates you and the rest of the multiverse. But the only way you can escape it is if you know what frequency you're trying to go to. If you don't know any frequency, you're stuck in the superflow forever. So once you figure out what type of Earth you're going to, like you tune into that frequency, boom. Once you get it, it sends you to the Earth that you need.
That makes sense,
But-
dude.
But if you don't know, you got to turn back around and go back to the universe. You just stuck.
Yeah, that's why like
All the
this whole
supernovas.
like space travel, like going to other planets, like using a rocket ship. It's it sounds like we'll never even discover not even a fraction of the universe like that. It has to be a
It's
different way, right?
Yeah, me, I've always been like this. Like, I like how Interstellar did it. Black holes, them things are. It's a stretch because it's hard to determine what a black hole does when it eats something. Because from our perspective, from like a scientist perspective, and what we learn about black holes, they just devour shit, and we don't know where it goes. Where it goes is no. It might be a whole nother universe. It's just it could be just one of them things like it just takes matter apart piece by piece because they call it spaghettification. When black holes like start ripping shit apart, it rips apart from the atom and it eats it up and it's like, well, where does it go after that? And and some people think like, hey, if a black hole exists, what if this thing called a white hole? Like if it's getting eaten up on this side, what if it's coming out on another side, another universe? What if that's a big bang? Like these black holes are eating up something, spitting it out in another location, and it's creating a big
Creating new
bang.
universes.
Universes all the time. Boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And it's doing it by eating off this universe, and then every
For
universe has black holes. So it's just constantly creating infinite amounts of reality because if black hole eats it, white hole creates it. And so that's the theory that's going on right now with black holes. And it's like
that's so
mind
crazy,
boggling. This is
dude.
like a real theory right now.
Yeah, that is such a wild theory. The whole thing, like, if you're traveling, right, you see the whole white space. All you're seeing is white space. Like, it doesn't matter how fast you're traveling. If your
No matter what
frequency is
direction you
wrong, you're
go.
not gonna reach to any location, whatever.
Yeah.
You're on the
There's no
wrong
up,
radio
no down.
station. You're pretty much driving through static.
Exactly. It's like a static field, and if you don't know the frequency, you are not gonna know how to get out. At best, you might be able to turn back if you don't travel too far into it. But it's like, yeah, because and then the way they try to describe too is like this barrier was created by whoever created the universe, these gods or whoever. They do it to keep from universe from colliding and all this other shit. So they got to create a superflow for our own safety.
Right.
But once you hit that superflow, boom, crank up that machine. That
Yeah, there's still
again.
laws and rules even beyond. Like,
Yeah.
even after you die, there's still rules and laws. It's like it's almost like it's laughable. Like
Yes.
that's why you cannot take it too serious. At the end of the day, like, what the hell? Like, we could all be living in one big ass play right now, right? We could be
Straight up,
playing
man.
in a play right now. Am I playing this game right or whatever?
Right.
Whoever is watching, right? They're like, let's see what it's gonna do next. I'll
Uh-oh,
show you. You jump off building.
right?
It's like, no, 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 no.
No.
And then you scene cut like dumbass. But then they all laugh. They're like, all right, let's do this shit again next time.
Let's go to the next person.
They're like, well,
Yeah,
you
no.
idiots. Like, I told you couldn't beat that stage. It's too hard.
Right.
It's like,
But
man, I
no,
tried. Yeah.
I'll try, man. I'll try again next time.
It's like, yeah, that stage is pretty hard. And then you're just watching yourself like from above, right? It was like you're your own god. You're just watching yourself like play the stage. Like, fuck, it's fucking up again.
Right. He's doing the same shit like last time.
Put the shotgun down. Like,
He's doing
goddamn. And then everybody's
Don't do
laughing
it.
at you. It's like, man, your character always kills itself.
every time. It's the same way every time.
Like, stop laughing at me. And then you got bullies like in that realm and shit.
Yeah, but no, comic books are like a huge source of like sci-fi, man. They were like, I want to say, because I'm a massive comic book head, like extreme massive comic book head, to where like with the
I
history of
can see
comic
that.
book, yeah, right? Like with the history of comic books, like back in the day, it used to be like, okay, we had like street level superheroes, and they beat up the bad guy, bank robbers, the end. And then they fight in wars like Captain America, but like around the turn of like the 50s and 60s, that's when sci-fi comic books really started being like, oh shit, multiverse. What if this? What like to hell with space? This is when they started doing the multiverse back in the 60s in the comic books. It was like, okay, yeah, we get space. Space is like outer space was a huge thing in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and and whatnot. But the 60s in comic books was kind of like enough of space. What if there's a multiverse out there and there's like a different version of yourself out there and you can travel and see? What if there's another version of Billy Waters out there, but he's like a white guy or something? But this, that, and the third. But it's all these endless possibilities that could always exist for infinity. And so comic books is a great source for like weird nerd shit, like straight up the most bonkers like sci-fi shit you could ever imagine.
Imagine like the scientists write. I mean, the comic book writers. Like, they're actually the one that's creating our universe.
Oh shit.
You know how like you write whatever story and then it just feeds on to like our reality.
Yeah. I know they
Like it
did that with
renders
some.
in just
Yeah,
like a
it's even like
game. Yeah.
yeah, because even there's even theories of like every idea that you've ever had is a universe that exists out there. Like there's even a theories of like, hey, there's a universe out there where Superman is really real, and the Justice League is really real, and then Batman's really real, and all this other stuff. And it's
And
like,
Goku.
yeah, Goku's real in another universe, and all this like these things like because all these possibilities and ideas like if the cloud is real, like a spiritual cloud is really real, or a dimensional cloud is really real, where ideas exist. If that exists, if we can figure out that exists, the multiverse exists. I think that will crack the code on infinite ideas and possibilities that could exist.
I mean, what is real life anyway, right?
Shit. I guess it's based off of what we sense and feel. Like touch things, you feel things.
Yeah.
You feel things emotionally.
Yeah, right
Like
now
it's
we can only
weird.
base it on like our physical environment and then our physical feelings or whatever.
Of our perception.
But like, yeah, your perception. And then when you sleep, what is that? Because some of my dreams feel so real. I'm like, what is this? Is this just like you're just watching a DVD in your head? Or is something
sometimes
actually
I-
going on? Because it feels real. It feels real too. Because I
Oh,
woke
yeah.
up, right? I had this one dream where like I made like a video. It was like some fighting video, but I felt like it was so real, right? I literally woke up out of my dream. I went on my phone to look for the video, but the video doesn't even exist.
You're
I was
but
I could have sworn I recorded this shit, but I can't find it. And now I'm still thinking, it's like, was that real?
damn.
It was like a fight video. Like I was like in a tournament. Like it wasn't even like MMA or nothing. It was like a karate tournament a long time ago. And it was
feel
recorded
like-
on my phone. I was like, I could have sworn like this was real. Like I had the footage on my phone, and I literally woke up, looked on my real phone, right?
Check.
Yeah, I was trying to find the video. I was like, this shit never happened.
Yo, what if it was like what if it did happen, but somewhere else?
That's what I was thinking too, because I was like, why the hell would I even look for that video? Because it felt like I recorded the video even here.
I remember
I was
what
so confused.
I can't remember what rapper said this. Maybe it was 50 Cent or some shit, but it was like sleep is the cousin of death. I think outside of
Oh, that's the
psychedelic.
game.
It was a game? Was it a
Yeah,
game?
it was the
Okay.
game.
If I remember, ever since I heard that, even back then, I've always wondered like this. Is like, okay, and even now like, as I've got older and I started learning like more about like psychedelics and how it affects the brain and whatnot. I've always wondered like, okay, psychedelics is the type of thing that can get you close to what it could be like to cross to the other side, but sleep is another close version of that as well too.
Very close.
Very, very close.
If
And
anything,
sometimes
that's
I
what
feel
it
like-
is.
because it's basically all consciousness. That's all it is. And I feel like when you have these dreams, well, because there's this thing where I've heard this before, and I don't know how true this is, but they said that when you dream and you see faces that you don't recognize, that your brain is incapable of thinking up,
Making up, yeah.
making up faces. That, well, somewhere at some point in your lifetime, you saw this face somewhere before, and your brain is grabbing through like some subconsciousness and putting that face into your dreams. And I've heard that, and at first I was kind of like, okay, that sounds reasonable. But over time, I was like, what if it's grabbing a face from another world that you're not going to recognize, but another version of you would recognize?
Right.
We're all connected consciously throughout if it's true with the multiverse, we're all connected to our own selves in a weird way. What if our dreams kind of get cross wires and we're like, oh, I had a kid? It's like, I never had a kid. Why am I
Imagine
dreaming about
like,
the kid I never had?
yeah, imagine like you're having a dream, right? And your life is like so great, and then you wake up, but then you're in that life now.
Oh,
How crazy would that be?
oof.
Where you have a whole family already.
I'll be questioning like, what the hell did I just wake up into, or was I dreaming this whole time?
Yeah, then the whole time, like, you're trying to convince those people, it's like, hey, I don't know you guys. I was just sleeping and I woke up and I'm here. And they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about, Billy Waters? Like, you've been our dad for like 12 years now. What the hell? Take me to school.
You went to my recital last night, Dad. You don't remember? You stood up and clapped and gave me roses.
Yeah. And then the kid's like, it's raining outside again. And then look outside and it's raining donuts.
Oh, that's normal.
Like in The Simpsons, remember?
Yes.
He couldn't find his right reality, but then it's raining donuts. Like, oh,
That was a
shit.
good ass episode. No, I thought the creepy one was when Homer was like too real. He looked too real.
Oh yeah.
That's horrifying.
Damn, Simpsons, man, they're ahead of the game.
Always. Oh, what's that meme? They always have been.
Yeah, yeah, the meme
They always have been.
behind the astronaut or whatever.
It's one of my favorite memes of all time.
That shit's real, man.
It's no shit.
Is that all we got for tonight? Cause we are way over.
For
We're
real?
good.
Oh yeah, we super good.
Yeah, dude.
I thought we were still behind.
Nah, we're like almost 2 hours, but mine is like 20 minutes, so almost 2 hours.
Okay. Good shit.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you guys didn't catch this episode earlier, we did talk about the pyramids, and we did went pretty deep on that. So you guys can catch a replay of that. So we'll catch you guys next week on Wednesday. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir.
Adios.
See you guys.